Welcome back, another episode of Phil Super. This one, we are getting the front bumper on, hopefully molded with the flares, looking A-O-heckin' primed and ready for prime. So, Amazon, we're coming for you. Here's where we are now with the front bumper. As you can tell, it's mostly just all filled in and ready to go. There's a few spots that need a little touch up, but for now we're actually going to work on getting it on the car because the touch up areas are mostly right over here, and we can't prime it yet because we need to get the rest of the car or the fender molded in first before we go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it over to the front of the car, kind of mock attach it up, and then I think we're going to need to trim the bottom of the flares on a couple of them first. So we're going to go ahead and get that marked out, get the bottoms marked out, try to attach the flares themselves to the bumper, and then we'll go ahead and go through with getting them molded. For now, in the front, I don't know why, but these front two mounts right here just won't line up, so I can't get those screwed in yet. On the right side needs a little work, but the left side is pretty near darn heckin' perfect where we want it. So I did put in the rib nuts because I wanted to make sure that it could bolt up really well and flush to the body, because what's going to happen is we're going to essentially mold it, paint it, prime it, everything with it on the car as it is right now, and then when we actually paint it, we'll take it all off, do the trimming on the back side, and get that all set out. But this way, like I said, it's the same with the flares. I wanted to make sure that it takes the shape and that's and dries in a spot where when we do end up cutting this flare here to make these two separate pieces, that it's going to turn out all right. So this side, what's going to happen is we're just going to need to take here, mold it up to the end there, which should be just fine, and then we can go ahead and start reinforcing the back and then sanding and filling the front to make sure that it looks all a-okay and smooth. On this other side, we need to do a little trimming. So the bottom is hitting down there. It's hanging low. I don't know how well you could see it, but hanging about 1.5 inches, if not more, low. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to draw out a line, trim it back, and then we could use the rib nuts to bolt it up. We'll see how flush we go, and then do the same thing as the other side where we reinforce the back and then mount it in. So I'm going to set you guys down while we go ahead and trim this one and then mount it in, and then we'll catch back up and do the molding. Guys, I'm sad. Like, I'm legitimately sad because I got everything all set up. I looked at the bumper. I took a step back to take a look at it, and it's crooked. Like I get like the front little vents were gonna be a little off, and I was fine with that. I was gonna make it work, but the whole thing's not even low, and it's dude, I don't know. I'm so frustrated right now. Like, seriously, I spent all the time trying to make it even with the wood on the bottom is the base. I kept it so that way it'd be even. Had it up on the table, I was keeping it even. I hook it back up, and the freaking passenger side is sagging. And it's like, it's stupid because that's the side that's bolted all the way up. And the driver's side is like hanging down maybe 1/4 inch still, and that's the side that's about like 1.5 inches higher, and it's just frustrating. So, I don't know. Honestly, don't know what to do. I'm just... like, literally, I'm a week ahead with these videos, like, working on them, because it takes so much extra time. Like, the front bumper video didn't just take a week since we did the side skirts. It's been 2.5 weeks since I started on it, and usually I'll just work Saturday and Sunday on the piece or whatever I'm doing for the week for the video, and that's enough to get it done. But for this one, I was working I did so much work, and I came in out sanding and refilling, sanding, refilling, sanding, refilling so many times to make it perfect, because I was like, I want to make sure that this is really good for you guys, not just like a halfway done product that isn't that great. And so yeah, now it's something I don't know. I'm just frustrated. I'll show you guys what I mean. So I don't know how well you could tell, but that right side is about an inch and a half higher, if not even more, than the left side of the screen right there, and so it's just frustrating, honestly. Like, I really don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. Alright, so here's the deal, and here's the route we're going to go. We're just going to push through, and we're just going to fill it as if it was even, and then we'll tackle that later. So I'm going to do some more measurements, kind of figure things out, see what plan we should go towards, but in the meantime, honestly, I think our best option is just to continue as is. I know it may be best to go back and attach it or to cut and even things out, but the way I see it is, worst comes to worst, we'll just cut a line right through the one side that we need, take out like an inch and then move it up to even, but we'd have to cut through the flare anyway, so we're just gonna go ahead and attach it, make it smooth, look good as is. It might be a little off, but I don't know. I'm gonna do some measuring, and I'm really hoping what's happening is the coilovers are off. I'm not banking on it, but I mean, we'll see what happens, because the whole side skirt is low too, and I don't really see how I mounted it that off, but I don't know, man. I don't know. So anyway, we're gonna keep pushing. We'll see what happens. So let's just, I put down a layer of body filler, or not body filler, fiberglass filler, to get some strength on it, because I didn't know what to do. So I was like, I'm just gonna make a commitment and go for it. So there's already one down, and so yeah, we're just gonna knock out the body filler. It's about 8:21 on a Saturday night. I have Sunday to finish it, or to get it primed, and so that's the plan. I think if we can get the bumper primed tomorrow, then we'll be in a good spot. Even if it's not perfect, if it's all primed, kind of like the flares are, just, you know, ready for it to go over one more time with the filler and then go, then I think we'll be good. So honestly, let's just go at it. Got nothing else to say. Alright, so here's the deal. We have the bumper a good chunk done, and what's going to happen next is I'm going to go ahead and sand it all down with 220 grit and then start priming it and getting it ready. Or priming is getting it ready, I guess, but it's not ready to be primed essentially, but it's at the point where I'm kind of filling in holes, and I'm not sure what I'm getting too many times and what I'm getting not enough. So I'm just going to go ahead and prime it, so that way I can kind of see where everything is out, and then I could just sand the primer and refill spots that I need. So that's kind of step we're going. This is kind of just so I don't have 15 different colors of pink and blue looking at me in just one. So that's kind of the plan next. So we're just going to go ahead and sand, prep, and prime this. This is where we're gonna end it. Honestly, I'm not feeling good about this. I don't know. It's one of those things where I spent so much time on this. I know it's only been like 3 weeks, but it's like been a legitimate 3 weeks on just one part of the car, like just the bumper, to try and make something. And then like everything's kind of been building up in a weird way, like not working out. Like first the front bumper was a little off. Like I knew there's some small things that were wrong with it. I was like, okay, I'll deal with it. I can mask these. This isn't a huge deal. And then I kept filling and smoothing. And then it just went smooth. And it's like I have no idea what I'm doing wrong. I'm literally going to the filler and then doing the pinhole filler and redoing those steps over and over and over in the same exact spots. Like I'm trying to fill like one tiny hole and nothing's working. Then I go to line up the bumper to hook it back up, and it's crooked. And I don't know how it happened. I don't know when it went crooked. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll just hook up the mounts again, screw everything back in, and kind of see what I can do. And it doesn't even reach the mounts. Like the original bumper, the part I didn't mess with, won't reach the original mounts, and there's nothing hitting that I did. Like it's none of the new fiberglass is hitting. It's just at its physical limit, can't reach the mounts. And I snapped a screw trying to put it back on, and then I molded the flares, and that went pretty well. But when I decided to prime it, it looked like I hadn't even gone over and sanded anything. Didn't look like I'd smoothed anything, and so that's frustrating. And then I don't know why today of all days, but got a few comments on Instagram. Just like, I mean, they're not rude things or anything. It's just someone pointed out that the bumper that I'm basing this off of was one that already existed, and I had no idea. And it's cheap too, like relatively speaking. And so I'm putting in all this time and effort to get a goal of something that already exists that could have saved myself so much time. And so I'm not sure what to do now. Kind of just bummed out. Like this car was going to be a fairly quick build. I was going to do the flare side skirts, front bumper diffuser, air suspension, which I was going to put on, but I paid for it 3.5 months ago and still haven't gotten half of it. I have the struts, but I haven't got the management. And I keep messaging the guy, and he's like, it's like, yeah, I'll get in contact and see what's up with the package. And I'm not getting anything, but yeah, that. Plus the key's broken, so I can't drive it anyway. I have one key for it. I didn't get it back up. The key snapped in the trunk, and I lost half of it. I have the part that's in the trunk, and I don't know where I put the back half. And I'm guessing got thrown out by now. So I can't start this car. The front bumper isn't where I want it. One side skirt's hanging 1.5 inches too low. I don't know why, even though it's mounted the exact same way as the other side. And they're literally straight off the Supra, same mounts, style, and everything. So it's like it worked fine there. It should be working here. And yeah, I want to have this car ready for summer, and weather's getting nice, and I don't know. I honestly don't want to work on my car at all. It's just frustrating. I'm putting in a bunch of effort, not moving anywhere forward. Front bumper, I'm honestly not much further than I was when I first took it off, because I'm just at points where I have to redo all my work. So yeah, I don't know. No. Guess we'll find out soon.